All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy January 5th, coming to you live, coming to you well, coming to you after a weekend in Palm Springs with my wife for her 40th birthday. If you've never been to Palm Springs, please do not sleep on Palm Springs. It is absolutely incredible. I've only been there 2 times in my life. The mountains are so close. It is absolutely beautiful. The Art Deco, the mid-century modern feel, like it is dope. It is absolutely dope. So if you have a honey, or if you have a person, or if you just want to go away and get there by yourself, do that. It is it is definitely an incredible place. How many of you have been to Palm Springs? Please raise your hand. Am I Aaron? Am I right?
Right.
Is it beautiful, bro?
Yeah, it's a good time out there, and especially when it's not too hot. I would prefer this time of year over like the dead of summer. But I mean, they got all kinds of stuff down there, and it's really like you're going into a different world when you start driving into the desert. It's like amazing how California's set up, where we got like every climate you could possibly think of on the map, and Palm Springs is a great place.
It is crazy how the terrain and the topography change so drastically. Like I felt like I was in a different state. It was absolutely incredible. And of course, my wife, it was nighttime. She's like, okay, what is this? And then we woke up in the morning. And when you pull into all the resorts in Indian Wells, they're all fancy and have lights and all decorated very nice and beautiful for the season. She was just like, oh, okay, this is really cool. So we had an amazing time. We were able to relax, have some fun. We made the drive, which wasn't too bad. On the drive there, we had some rain, but the drive back was fine. And so coming to you live, coming to you well. So you guys, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. I'm going to have somebody bring us out on the field per usual, set the tone, set the tempo, and kick us off with some words of inspiration. And that person always comes correct with their hair game. That person's going to be you, Evelyn. You're going to bring us out on the field. Okay. You've been here enough times. You're going to do that, my friend. And don't shake your head. Be inspired, be original, just be you, myself, and bring us all out on the field on this amazing, beautiful Monday morning. Take yourself off of mute and let's roll.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Today I've been up since 6 a.m. with Elias for intensity. But something that's been on my mind lately is I've been reading a lot of books and podcasts, and it's just about like um, actually implementing everything you say you're going to do because you respect yourself. When you start looking at everything from the lens of how much you love yourself and respect yourself, you wouldn't do certain things if you did so. So, everything that I do, like sometimes I don't feel motivated, sometimes I don't feel like doing things, and it's very easy to procrastinate or set it off for another time or say you're gonna do it later. But if you really think about that, like, okay, like, do I respect myself enough to do it right now because it's gonna help me right now in the present
Mm.
moment? Or do I not respect myself and don't really care if it gets done or not? So that's my sentiment for today, and that's what's been carrying me through the days, and I've been so productive because of it. Um, Sometimes it's literally just switching the mindset and, and
Oh, we lost you, my friend. You're frozen. Is she frozen for you guys as well?
that was that.
Oh, well, everything was powerful until you got frozen. So, my friend, stop using your neighbor's Wi-Fi. Upgrade. Get that fiber. But Evelyn, really strong. I appreciate it. Your audio got a little shaky at the end there, but I really appreciate that. I appreciate your thoughts, appreciate your sentiment, appreciate you getting involved in the conversation. So you guys, let's kick this thing off. I want to start off with 3 to 5 people. I need you guys to get involved, but I just got to stop for a second. It's January 5th, and the fact that you guys are here, some of you raise your hand if you were with me at 6 a.m. this morning. Just raise your hand if you were with me on that. Like you guys, like I can't tell you enough like how humbled I am. Like literally how humbled I am that you are first off that you signed up for intensity and then that you guys are here with me today. Like again, for Keep It Moving. Just it's humbling you guys. And listen, you don't come for me, you come for the environment. So I'm just really grateful that you're here for this environment and that you guys are tapped in. It means the world to me. It absolutely means the world to me. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you. And let's kick this thing off. So I'm gonna need 3 to 5 people to get involved in the conversation. Share with me a personal win, professional win from this last week. Obviously, this is the first Monday of 2026. My hope is that it's just been a continuum of the things that you are already doing. You have some good habits, you have momentum, things are working well for you in your life, business, health, all things. And so I need 3 to 5 people to get involved. Personal win, and professional win. Excuse me, personal and professional win from this last week. So 3 to 5 people. I won't go on until I get the hands up. So I got one. Who else is it going to be? Two, three. Got some usual suspects in there. I love that. And then I have my three, and then everyone else will be a bonus. Jade is four, and then somebody else wants to be my fifth. So let's go, Rosanna. What do you have for us, my friend? Personal win, professional win from this last week. Let's roll.
Well, I have to be honest, and I'm going to say the truth. I didn't do too much because, as you know, I'm new.
Yep.
I'm new. I just joined the team exactly December 5th, and it's amazing how much do I have to read and explore. I mean, and the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's was like a kind of up and downs, right? Moving here, moving there. And it is amazing. I'm impressed. All the material, all the tools you have. I just, I'm going to be honest. The only apps I really dominate was Sara and Amazon. Now this is a new world for me. Okay. Yeah, but it's a super challenge. My
Yes.
daughters say, "Oh my mom, I feel sorry for you. I'm here and I want to make it." And that's why I'm still exploring. It's unbelievable. All the material, all the wonderful material you have. I don't know for some reason I don't get the EXP University that has amazing material also.
We'll get there later.
Yes, and yes, but I still discovering your world. It's a beautiful world.
Yeah, and it's always evolving, my friend. So I love that win for you. Appreciate you being here. And I'm glad that you took this week to just kind of process and figure things out and get everything coordinated and organized. And that's what it's going to take.
Yeah.
Foundation is everything in this business. Foundation and structure is not what they teach us in real estate school. They don't teach you how to be an entrepreneur. They teach you the legalities to get your real estate license. Everything past that is real life, and that's what you're going to learn. So, my friend, I appreciate that. We're going to move over to Kia. Kia, personal win, professional win from this last week, my friend. Let's roll, keeping it moving towards our dreams, our goals.
Keeping it moving. Keep your dreams dreaming and your moves moving.
Let's go, my friend.
Okay, you guys, I'm just glad that it's the beginning of the year. I've been like stuck in mommy mode for so long. I don't know how the hell. I needed a break from my family. I really did. So it felt good. Last week I went to the Bay and we closed on a property. So of course I did my content, key exchange and all that good stuff.
Good morning.
Yes.
Can you open the door?
Hey, hold on. Miranda, this happens almost every call. You gotta please make sure to mute. Miranda, make sure in the future you mute yourself. It happens too many times. Sorry.
All good. It's all good, Miranda. And then we have one property that we have a possible listing agreement signed. And I'm reading new forms today because I'm writing an offer. Yeah.
Let's go, my friend. I absolutely love it. Love that you wanted to take a break from mommy mode. It is wild. We had to get my son dude wipes because he has a challenge with wiping his ass appropriately, and he's 7 years old. So, it's tough being a parent sometimes. It's tough.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm like, God damn it. I fucking created Christmas.
We lost her. That was really good, whatever she was saying. She hung up on herself. A little technical difficulties this morning, but she hung up on herself. It was that good. Speaking about like mom mode, obviously my wife is halfway through her pregnancy right now, and some days she loves me, some days she doesn't. She's always hungry, but she just looks so cute right now. I keep telling her this is just cute because she's got a little baby bump going on right now, and she's addicted to every single carb in the world, but she's just so cute right now. let's go to Patrick. Patrick, my man. Let's go. A personal win, professional win from this last week. Let's roll.
Yeah, morning, y'all. I love that Arizona is slowing down. That's definitely an important thing that I did last year, I believe. But personal win was I was able to close on a really like an old high school friend back in freshman. It was like a full circle moment. I think it was really beautiful. It was one of the most meaningful like deals I've done last, or I guess this year. And business win, I finally got the two listing agreements signed in one day, one in Merced and one in Vallejo. Freaking out right now. I don't know what the hell to do, but you know what? I'm gonna figure it out and keep it moving. You know what I mean? But
Let's go. Let's go. Sometimes when you're just so passionate about what you do, we've said this before, that passion is contagious, right? Sometimes we don't have all of the answers and the particulars, but what we have is this true passion about getting the job done, and I'm the right person, and there's nobody else to choose other than me. Sign here. Let's go ahead and get started. That passion is felt. That energy and that sense of confidence is felt. And my man, you have some really, really good systems on the back end. You have some great, I've seen some of them, my man. So 2 listings in one day, still being a new-ish agent, bro, all the glory and accolades to you. You've put in the work, my man, and now it's coming full circle. What an incredible year. This year, you're going to exceed 25 deals. There's no question about that this year. None. So well done, my friend. I appreciate it. That's right. All I'm doing is reading your lips, and I agree with you 100%. Hopefully, Kia found herself back in the room because, Saray, have you seen her come back in? No, I don't see her yet. Okay. Jay Villegas, you're next.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear, my friend. Good to see you.
All right, good to see you too. Okay, so personal win is I have been on a no sugar diet for the past 3 weeks. First 3 days were garbage. I'm not gonna lie, it was so hard. I was so low energy, but now like my body's starting to get in the rhythm of not eating sugar. I actually feel really good. So I recommend that to anybody. Like, it's been a wild journey. Anyways, professional win, I have gotten 7 people pre-approved. I'm I'm so excited. Like, I've been quiet about everything I'm doing, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep it quiet, and when it happens, it happens. Because I'm very much like, I like to keep everything, quiet until it needs to be announced. And then I have 2 offers that I'm throwing out at the same exact property. So 2 different buyers, 2 different offers. And then what was the last one? Oh, I'm finally one of the sellers I was working with last year. She finally hit me up again. It's a veteran and just a single older lady, and they both want to list their property. So I have been working quietly on the side just to get these things done.
Wow, 7 pre-approvals. I absolutely love this. Congratulations, abundance. But once again, just like Patrick and everybody else, you've been putting the work in for many, many months and not met without its challenges. And so I appreciate you, Jade. Love it. And thanks for the shout out in the video that you guys did at 12 Doors. It meant the world to me. And then Joy sent me one of the most meaningful messages I've ever received. And so I appreciate you, Jade. Thanks for being here. Heather, let me get you after your yawn. Okay, there. It's good. We're good. Let's go now, Heather. Personal win, professional win from this last week. Let's roll.
5:15 this morning came around too quickly. I was like, what? It was early. But hi, good morning. Happy New Year. Things are awesome. I wrote 2 offers yesterday. Yay. So super strong way to start the year. I also have my past clients. They're going to be looking for a cabin and reached out to me. So I'm excited about that. I think personally and professionally, it was just like it's the holidays and it's super hard to stay focused when, husband's on vacation, the kids are home, but I managed to still kind of like, I was just, I struggle with balance. So I was just super happy with myself to be able to like slow down, spend time with family, watch all the Christmas movies, do all the family stuff, got a condo, went to a condo at the beach and, had friends come with us, played board games and just kind of like crammed it all in. But I didn't feel like a crazy mess. So was able to still like do my business stuff, still get on the computer every day, still reach out to my database, but then also spend time with the family, watch movies and really slow down and enjoy the holidays. So yeah. and
Love it.
pretty good stuff.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I was thinking about Christmas for next year. We're not going to do presents. We decided we're going to go somewhere. But like, I think like these moments when we take Silas, because the girls didn't come with us this trip, but the kids, like these moments, they're going to remember forever. Like Silas has stayed at some pretty cool places, and he's 7. I didn't go anywhere as a kid. Like my vacation was like VW bus going up the 8 freeway from San Diego and going to the Colorado River and like camping, which was cool. But like we never stayed in a hotel. If we did, it was like a shitty hotel. So it's really cool to like go and create these experiences with our family, with the kids. And yeah, it means the world to me. So you guys, let's go ahead and get rolling. I appreciate you. And I wanted to talk about this from Jade. What is your vice? Is it sugar or is it salty? Right? Like put that in the comment down below because somebody sent me a bucket of literally a bucket, big old tin of chocolate chip cookies. I ended up having to throw them out because I was just like, oh, coffee, cookie, coffee. Those are the same. It's a great combination. And I had to throw them out because that's my vice. And so Lisa said both salt, both sugar. Okay. Yeah, mine is definitely. I could pass on the chips and the salty things, but if somebody has some baked goods, it's game over. It's game over. Sorry, guys. We all have our weakness. But Jade, it definitely makes an impact. Like the reducing of the sugar, elimination of the sugar. God, it feels. And then you don't crash. You don't have that 2 p.m., 1 p.m. crash. Even me just having 2 cups of coffee a day now. I used to crash at 1 or 2. I don't crash anymore. So let's go ahead and get started. You guys, I have some things for you. I saw this. And I thought it was a really, really powerful quote. It's simple, but it's really powerful. Let me pull up my screen here. Boom, bam, we're in. All right, guys. So I saw this and I thought it was really, really powerful. And I'll put this on the screen. Both fear and faith ask you to believe in something you can't see. You choose. You see, I thought it was so powerful because you can either have faith in all the things that are going to be, the things that you're going to create, the person that you're going to become, or you're going to fear the rejection. You're going to fear, losing out on people. Like there's so many ways to think about it. And in the simplest of terms, like it's the same exact thing. We're asking for something that we can't really see. And so you guys get to choose. Right? You could choose to go about this business and be super fearful to take action, or you could just have faith and believe in that. And blind faith is equally as important. And it's even more important for you guys to have blind faith versus you just having fear. There's people that unfortunately will always be crippled by fear in this business. They will always be crippled by fear, and they will allow that fear to prevent them from moving forward in this beautiful business. And I see it all the time. And they have the talent, they have the communication skills, they have the tenacity, but they allow their fear to overcome them. So both fear and faith ask you to believe in something you can't see. You get to choose, my friends. So let's get into our conversation. I want to do a quick identity check as we get into the new year. Obviously, first Monday of the year. So you're going to hear a lot of this as we start out in January. So first off, if someone watched how you move this week, they looked at your calendar, your conversations, your discipline, what would they say I believe about myself? And I want somebody to answer that question. If somebody, a complete stranger, a coach, a guru, me, was to look at your calendar in this next week, after you get through the first week, this first official week, what would they say that you believe about yourself? That you believe in your skills, that you believe in your talents, your abilities, your ability to fight through resilience? Like, what would they believe that you believe about yourself? I want somebody to answer that question because I think it's really, really powerful. If someone watched how I move this week, my calendar, my conversations, my discipline, what would they say I believe about myself? Somebody answer that question. I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds. Put your hand up or just take yourself off of mute. 3, 2, 1, and do not be shy or else I'm just going to call on somebody. All right, since nobody answered that question, I'm going to go to Jamie Thomas. You are up, my DJ. Let's go. If someone watched how you move this week, your calendar, your conversations, your discipline, what would they say I believe about myself? Answer that question.
Resilient.
Okay.
They will say resilient, and they'll say, wow, how did she do it? Because I'm juggling a whole lot and not no different from nobody else on this line because we all have family, we all have situations. So I will say they will say resilient and they will say, I don't know how in the world you did it, but you're doing
Mm,
it.
I love that. I love that. Patrick, what do you got for me, big dog?
Gonna be like that boy, intentional as fuck. That moving with a purpose. You know what I mean?
That's right. Awesome. I love it, you guys. I love it. So sit with that question, ask yourself that question. Let's continue cruising on. Truth versus comfort. And this is going to be us looking back a little bit. And I want you guys to ask yourself, what behavior did I normalize last year that I refuse to carry into 2026? I refuse this, right? What behavior did I normalize? Something that became a constant, something that became ritual, and it did not serve me. Who wants to answer that question? Somebody be bold, and it cannot be Patrick, and it cannot be Jamie. Somebody needs to answer that question. All right, so cool. I got two people. Perfect. I'm going to go Evelyn, ladies first, and we'll go David. Evelyn, you were up first, my friend. Let's roll.
Can you guys hear me?
We can, yeah.
Okay. Something I've been normalizing for a couple years now, and it's just because I fall back into it. I get out of it, then I fall back into it, is procrastination and just leaving things for later and then they don't get done later. And I try catching up and then it just overwhelms me and then yeah. So this year, like I've told myself, like the moment an idea comes to mind, if I can get it done right there and then I'm done and the for that day,
Hey,
to be
Evelyn,
done at the end of the day.
Evelyn, really quick. Can you cut your camera?
There.
Just the camera. Just cut your camera. All right, cool. Evelyn, we're going to move on. Let's try again. Check, check. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. No, 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 no.
Can
Keep
you
your
hear
camera
me?
off. Yeah, keep your camera off. All right, finish your thought.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. I was just saying that now instead of procrastinating, as soon as I get the thought in my head, if I could get it done right there and then, I get it done right there and then. And if not, I put it in the schedule for the end of the day, but it needs to get done that day.
Love it. And Evelyn, what an amazing, beautiful opportunity for you to smash procrastination because you enrolled in intensity, right? Intensity leaves zero room for procrastination, zero room for ineffort or lack of discipline or inconsistency. Like that's what you signed up for. And I'm really, really excited for you. So Evelyn, really, really good stuff. David, what do you got for us, big dog? I'm going to put the question back up on the screen really quick. What behavior did I normalize last year that I refuse to carry into this year? Let's go.
Mine was procrastination too, so she took my answer. But I refuse to bring it into 2026. So now I put up these post-it notes when I have to do something. I'll put on a post-it note and I'll hang it in my house, so my house is full of post-it notes. So my wife hates that, so I have to like do stuff and like now the post-it notes come down, and I refuse to let my kids see this because they're getting to the age where they see and they copy everything.
Mm.
And there goes one right there. They see and they copy everything, and then they I don't want them to see that. So I just gotta practice what I preach.
Man, I absolutely love that. Yeah, they do. They see everything, the good, bad, and the ugly. They hear us when we cuss. They try to repeat it because they think it's funny. But yes, my man, they see it, they feel it, and as they're young enough, you're the one that gets to change that and say, you know what? No, this is how they know daddy. And so you love on those kids. You be the man that you truly, truly are. Be the father, and then show them what that looks like to follow through on all things, man. So I appreciate that at a very high level. Let's go D Bledsoe, then we'll go Gary Archer, then I'm gonna shift the gears in the conversation, go to the next one. Let's go, D. What do you got for him?
Oh, there we go. I think too much patience is what I practiced last year, and it bled into almost being a little passive. So this year, I just plan to not be as passive or patient with business, yeah, and it's mostly with business on multiple ends, real estate and other endeavors. I'm super intentional about things, but again, I'm just not going to let as much slide through my calendar as I did last year.
I love this. I absolutely love it, man. It's really cool hearing different perspectives on this. Gary, how about for you, my man?
Man, it's kind of tied into what Bledsoe said, the patience aspect, right? So I just want to say, this year I'm not going to be blinded of what I thought things might be on their own. Like me coming into it and things I've been doing my whole life, I almost fooled myself into thinking my world's gonna light up and come to me right away and be like, oh shit, that oh my God. And it's happened, but not at the frequency I would think, right? So I'm gonna be way more intentional and I gotta approach it like this year I'm approaching it like when we were trying to break in the music industry. Like I can't be afraid of offending people pursuing this dream. Like the dream is so big and it's okay to apologize for your passion, right? So I'm not gonna let that get in the way this year at all. I'm going so freaking hard. And yeah, I just what it is. You're gonna have to tell me to stop calling you because that's like I was being, polite Gary. And now it's like, everyone that I talk to in person is like, oh my, they're excited, right? Because I'm excited, so they're excited. Like you said, energy and passion, it comes across. So I'm just gonna make that a lot more deliberate outside of the people I see every day. Yes, the 150 people I see every day, but maybe 40 of them will buy a house sometime in the future, right? Because I'm in the real community. So I got to reach out to my real sphere and bust that line in a way that, you know, um, politely aggressive.
I love it. Yeah. Hey, don't mistake my passion for anything other than passion. Don't mistake it for arrogance. This is me truly being passionate about wanting to serve and help other people. So if I call you constantly, it's because I know that there's an opportunity for you to be a homeowner. Like it's a powerful message, man. And so I appreciate you making that distinction and being very, very aware of that. Let's talk about your 1 week domino. Obviously, we are a week into, 2 more days, and we're a week into this year. So let's talk about this. What is the single action I take this week that would create momentum for the next 30 days? Right? When we think about just January, what are you going to do this week that you know if you could just do this single action, it's going to carry you through the next 30 days? Is it finally launching that newsletter? Is it finally creating your videos that go out when you're in escrow? Is it finally creating your SOP every single time that you work with your buyers and or your sellers? Is it creating your content calendar for this week, or excuse me, this month? Is it finally dropping 3 reels for the week? Like, what is the single action I can take this week that will create momentum for the next 30 days? Who's going to answer that? Somebody be bold, and I'll give you 5 seconds. And it can't be Gary because he just went. Let's go, Stephanie. And love you, Gary. Just want to get someone else because your boy's ready to go. Let's go, Stephanie.
So I'm committed to doing my 3 reels a week. So I posted one this morning. My face isn't in it, but I'm like, okay, that's something that I've been avoiding. And I don't like getting behind the camera. I turn into like an awkward mute, and I'm totally not like that. But for some reason, that camera, I don't know why it does that to me, but I got to overcome that, right? And I've been filming with Marketing Babe. Like every now and then we do videos, and she makes it so easy. So now I'm like, okay, I'm committed to doing my 3 reels every week. So I have my schedule. So Monday it'll be like a motivational video. Wednesdays it'll be educational. And then Friday, I'm going to kind of just roll with it, do something kind of fun because it's Friday, right? Everybody's in a happy mood. And I just want to kind of trickle in a little bit more about what I do, right? Like where we go eat, places that we visit, things like that. So creating some content around those lines, because I got a message last night and this buyer was like, somebody who follows me on Instagram, she's like, hey, I want to get pre-approved. I was talking to somebody else, but I feel like I connect with you better. I don't even know this person. It's just because of the post and the stupid shit that I post on my stories, right? They're like funny or things that I find hilarious, little things like that. And we kind of have been talking over those posts and we made a connection. I'm like, okay, I just need to do more of that, right? It's simple. It's that simple. So that's what I'm committed to.
Okay, I love it. We've been in line for a while now, Steph, and it's I know we've had this conversation, but I feel it. I can hear it in your voice. I'm excited to see this new journey for you, and yeah, you're building something that's special. It's yours. It's your brand. So appreciate you sharing, Steph. Let's go, Lisa. What do you have for us, my friend? I'm gonna go back to the question. I'll put it back on the board here. What is the single action that you can take this week that will create momentum for the next 30 days? Let's roll. And then Oliver, you're on deck. And then we will come back to Gary. Let's go.
Good morning. Whew. So for me, I have decided it's about making sure that I am getting the movement, the progress that I want, instead of just doing the items. So for me, what I have seen this last year is, maybe I've done 5 contacts, but I didn't get an appointment, or I didn't get a signed contract or whatever it was that I was shooting for. So not stopping until I get the thing that I'm going after.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Right? We're going to work out until we feel that our body looks the way that we truly want it to look when we look in the mirror. So, Lisa, I appreciate that sentiment. Let's go, Oliver. What do you have for a big dog?
Hey guys, so for me, it's clearly spending time making the calls. My goal is to spend at least 2 hours a day actually in my CRM making the calls. I think for the past year, I've been focused a lot on systems and all that, which is important, I know, but I think I have the tendency to get lost in building stuff. Now I need to kind of just execute, be in my CRM, making the phone calls and follow through. So making the calls, that's going to be my big thing. And I think if I do this for 30 days, it's just going to keep going.
Yeah, I agree 100%, my man. Great stuff. Great share. Let's go, Gary. Back over to you, my man. You were one of the first hands to go up on this subject, so let's hear from you.
Man, I apologize, bro. Obviously,
listen, never apologize, because your voice is well received in this space.
It's not going to be done in a week, but I'm been working on it for the last week, and I'm gonna keep working on it. But this one thing that I think is going to propel more than just 30 days, I'm putting together this framework for not just a buyer's consultation, but a buyer strategy seminar. I'm gonna place it like 5 biggest mistakes people make when they buy their first home. Sign up for the free class, and then when they're in there, I'm gonna go through the 5 questions, the 5 mistakes, which in turn is walking them through the buyer's consultation, reverse wise, right, with mistakes to what you should be doing, and having people book appointments right there on the Zoom, which in turn is going to be, people that really want to talk to me, build trust through the Zoom like we are here, where they're like, oh man, I want Gary to help me, and try to bust that play and try to involve some of our lenders. I would love to have them on the Zoom, to answer some questions. And, that's something I'm going to try to attack as well.
So this is powerful, you guys. If you can do it in person or on Zoom, I think Zoom would definitely be impactful. Like answering the frequently ask questions from consumers and addressing those and putting them in a space where it's all about financial literacy, right? We're here to educate you and advocate for you. I think it's super, super important, because there's so many people out there that just don't know. And so then that fear stops them from moving forward. And here we are to be that guide and to be that Sherpa. So Gary, I've seen that work time and time again. I think that's an incredible, incredible opportunity for you. So let's continue cruising on, you guys. I got a couple other questions for you, then we'll start wrapping this whole thing up. So we talk about the board. Now, if you're new to Keep It Moving group coaching, we talk about going to the board every single Monday. Now, when we talk about going to the board, it's very simple. And this will be a constant. This in Keep It Moving is a principle. This is a non-negotiable. Commitment to the board. And what that means is that every single week on a piece of paper, all I want you to do is I want you to write out what you're committed to accomplishing this week. Now, fortunately, for some of you that join Intensity, you have that structure. Well, if you're not in Intensity and you're not in any other type of program, then you have to set that structure for yourself. It is Monday, and you have to ask yourself, what will move the needle in my business this week? And what am I completely committed to? And I'm going to put that on my go to the board piece of paper. And every single week, you should have something in your notebook that says go to the board. And you labeled it January 5th, Monday, January 5th, go to the board. You need to look at it and you need to put in what you're committed to for numbers. Remember, nothing else fits on the board other than your numbers. No excuses, no stories, no bullshit, no distractions. None of that fit. Only thing that fits are your commitments for the week. But then I want you to start to go back to the weeks. I want you to go back to the weeks. If Lisa, if Gary, if Stephanie, if Oliver, if one of you put something on a piece of paper that said, I'm going to do this amount of reels, make this amount of calls, work on the system, so on and so forth. Well, when we get to next Monday, I want you to look back and I want you to ask yourself, was I able to accomplish the things that were on that list? And if you did not, then the question is always this, whether I'm asking you or you're asking yourself this very simple question. In the realm of possibility, could I have done those things? And if the answer is yes, then you have to ask yourself a follow-up question. Am I willing and ready to recommit? Or do I want to put something else in its place that's actually going to inspire me to take that action? Right? That should be the question every single week. Did you hit what was on your go to the board? No. In the realm of possibility, Aaron, could you have hit that? Yes. What stood in my way? Well, this, that. Okay. So do you want to recommit or do you want to set a new goal for this new week? Something that's actually going to move you. That should be the flow. You guys should be able to look back at your go to the boards on Monday and be like, wow, did that? Yeah. Crushed that. Oh yeah. I rocked it that week. That's what I want for you guys. As we tighten up for 2026, I want you guys to look back a week. Did I do the things that I declared I was going to do? When Elias said go to the board on a Monday, did I actually go to the board? Did I write it out? And am I clear on what's going to move the needle in my business this week? And then I want you guys to ask yourself a very, very important question. The cost of inaction. We've said this time and time again, but these things, once again, these are staples and these are going to always be a part of our conversation. What is the cost of inaction? When you think about that, if you don't follow through on this week's commitment, who pays the price? Your future self, your business, your clients pay the price because you're not putting yourself in a position to best serve them, your kids, your husband, your wife, right? Who pays the price of your inaction? But there's people that are believing in you right now. You said you're going to get your license and do all these things. And there's people that are believing in you. You have to do your part, my friends. You have to do your part. You didn't get your license just to sit on it and not take action. And so you have to ask yourself, who is going to be impacted by me not taking action in my business? So I wanted to put those out there for perspective. I wanted to give you guys some clarity on those things, especially as we get the ball rolling in 2026. And I wanted to ask you guys, as we start out the new year, is there any challenges that you are already facing that you want to dump into this room right now and kind of unpack and have a brainstorm around? Is there anything that you guys are already challenged with right now and maybe need a little bit of guidance or a little bit of support or a little bit of advice to work through as we kick off this new year? Does anybody have anything? It's okay. Don't be shy if you don't. It's all right. We can move on. I'm going to give it a second. Going once, going twice. We're good. Does everyone feel good about where they are? Everyone feel good about their plan. They know that they're going to put some positive habits in place. They're going to put some positive behaviors in place to make sure that you guys have an incredible year. The last thing I want for you guys, the last thing I want for you is to go and get a job. That's the last thing. You guys have an opportunity to absolutely change your entire life. So I want to go around the room. I want to get some thoughts. I'm going to get some takeaways. I'm going to get some dialogue based on the conversation where we've gone thus far. I'm going to go over to TT. I'm going to go to Cassie. I'm going to go to Ernesto, and then we'll see where we're at in the conversation. So let's go, TT. What do you have for us? Give me some thoughts, contributions, and dialogue based on our conversation so far today.
Sure. I think a lot of us have the common procrastination thing. I tend to do things at the last minute, but I feel like I'm gaining traction on it. Not being passive, that's huge. I've learned to be a lot more aggressive with people in a kind way. We talked about how I smile a lot, but I have turned it around to be like, hey, we mean business. And I have been very, very successful when I'm doing showing. The next thing on our schedule is to set up a buyer's consultation. I'm available Monday or Tuesday. What time is good for you?
Look at you.
So it's worked. So not being passive, a little bit more aggressive to understand we mean business. And I'm out here trying to reach your goal. But the problem is I don't want it more than you. So I find myself sharing that information a lot and it works. So we're no longer going to be passive in 2026. And it applies to our families, our ex-husbands, and our children. We're no longer going to be passive.
Well, listen, you guys, if you guys have been on this call for some time, you've heard TT speak. Do you guys hear the conviction in her words and the way that she's like, do you guys hear and feel it? I certainly do. I certainly do, my friend. But it's still done with care and heart and a smile. But there's so much conviction. And who's in charge of that conversation, my friend? You are. And I feel it.
Thank you. No,
I feel it.
I agree. Yesterday, I got into it with one of my buyers yesterday, and I had to kind of put them in their place. Like, you're being emotional right now. I understand this is a lot, but I'm here to help you. I'm not your enemy.
Mm. Let's go, TT. I absolutely love this. Let's go, Cassie. Cassie, give me key thoughts and key takeaways and contributions from our conversation thus far. Let's go, my friend.
TT, I want to say, wow, that love it. I feel like I resonate with that, with the being passive, like Gary said too. I feel like I don't want to be scared to say what I have to say, but I feel like I'm almost like, oh, I don't want to make this call because I don't want to bother them again. I don't want to follow up because I don't want to be a bother, but it's like if I'm not bothering you, someone else is. So I definitely need to be less passive this year in all aspects of my life. So I resonate with that so much. And for sure the procrastination, I do not want to bring that into 2026. I don't want to continue to doubt myself in 2026. So I want to bring in more confidence and be more assertive for sure.
Mm. God, I love this. Cassie, I've been in professional sales since 1998. Prior to that was street sales, but professional sales since 1998. And I remember there was this guy when I was 19 years old, owned an alarm company in San Diego, West Tech Security Systems, and sold it when he was 27 years old for a couple $1 million, became a millionaire very, very young. And he used to tell me, don't sell from your own pocket. And I'll always remember that years and years later. So when I was like, well, I don't want to bother them, I was responsible to call CEOs and CFOs and COOs of the top corporations in all of San Diego to book appointments with them to analyze their telecommunications setup. That was one of my first sales jobs ever. And I remember him saying, I'd say, well, I don't want to bother them. He'd say, well, that's you saying that you're bothering them. So he's like, stop selling from your own pocket and get out there and be aggressive. And I remember that distinctly to this day. And so it's just like, did they tell you that you're bothering them? Well, no, I just don't want to. Yeah. So stop selling from your own pocket. They need us. They need a light. They need a beacon. They need a Sherpa. They need someone out there that's going to advocate for them and hold their hand. And you know what? It might just be perfect timing that you're calling them. So Cassie, I really appreciate that's how you're thinking, and don't sell from your own pocket. God, I love that. Really good stuff, Cassie. Let's go, Ernesto. Good to see you, my bald brother. Share with us thoughts, takeaways. What's up, man?
Good morning. I'm alive. I'm excited and I'm full of energy. I'm alive. I'm excited and I'm full of energy. I'm alive and I'm excited and I'm full of energy. Wow, everybody, every time I log on here, I just get some valuable information. All these nuggets just come out at me. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I think for some of you guys said be more consistent. That's me. Last year, my numbers, I didn't reach my goal. My goal was 30. I did 24. I'm a giver, but I was mentoring 3 or 4 other agents. So but the good thing about that is their production. They went from this particular young lady, she went from selling 4 to 12.
Wow.
So I was giving back to everybody else, my family, my friends, my other realtors that were struggling. So this year I'm gonna pull back a little bit and have I gotta concentrate on myself again.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I got to concentrate on my family, friends, and just my business. But every time I log on here, I get inspired. There's a lot of nuggets today that I wrote down and I took away that I want to implement in my business. That's going to help me this year. My goal is to get 35 transactions, and I will reach it.
That's right, man. Well, congratulations. Love that for you. What a great year. Absolutely incredible. Did I have one more person queued up? I'm going to go Brandy really quick. Brandy, you're going to be our last contribution on this vein of it. Key thoughts, key takeaways, contributions on the conversation thus far.
I love all the sentiments. I think for 2026, things that I don't know that it's per se something that I'm necessarily changing. I feel like I do this all the time, but something that I've been putting into play is execution. And Elias, every time you ask the question, what's the numbers in the box or what's in the box, it's so funny every time you say it. From the very beginning, I always would chuckle and I'm like, I'm inside that box. And I think it's very important for all of us to remember that no matter what our numbers are, no matter who else we think is in that box, we should always be at the top of that box. Like we should be the ones coming up in that box. And I think for 2026, coming out of, the market and the times of 2025 and all the years before that, 2026 should be the year, not the my year, because I don't believe in this year is my year. Every year is your year. If you have made it to 2026, if you have made it to that new year, it is already your year. You have made it. The sentiment, because there's some things that we have to let go in the old year. There's some things that we find in that old year that needs to be brought into the new year. So I always believe it is your year if you wake up on New Year's and
It's
the
been
new
good
year,
too.
put you in that box. And so it's going to be a great year no matter what, because we're already setting the intention for it to be a great year.
My friend, I think we caught it. We lost a little bit of the audio, but I think we caught that. You guys, before we close out, some of you have seen this presentation. You've seen me talk about this, and I've done this keynote in multiple stages in this last few years, which it's been an honor. But I wanted to take a clip out of this really quick as we wrap up today's session. And what I want you guys to do is first off, I'll make a book recommendation. I've said this before, but it's The Power of Moments by Chip Heath. What I want each of you guys to do as you're really evaluating, some of you may have already done this, but maybe this thought is new to you. What I want you guys to do is I want you to think in moments, and I want you to recognize where your presentation needs a punctuation. What I mean by that is in our effort to truly serve consumers at the highest level and do things that are so meaningful to them, and we're creating these clients for life, I want you to evaluate your entire presentation flow. I want you to think about the phone call. What do you do on the phone call? Just like TT was saying, how do you set more of an authority? How do you connect with them deeper? How do you not allow your fears and your selling from your own pocket prevent you from making those calls? When you ask questions on the phone call, are you actually going layers deeper? I listen to so many phone calls, and I'll hear the agent saying, "Okay, so tell me, okay, backyard, okay, good," and they're like, it's like they're doing a checklist. So when you say a backyard's important to you, TT, tell me why. Why is that so important to your family? What do you hope to do in that backyard? Do you like to entertain? Do you like to cook? Do you like to play in backyard? Tell me more, elaborate. So if you think about your presentation and where you can elevate and add some punctuation, think about your phone call. Is there a series of questions that you take consumers through? Do you frame your conversations? Do you say, just so I could better understand you, TT, I'm going to ask you a series of questions that are going to go a couple layers deeper so I can really understand where your family wants to be in the next few years. Is that okay with you? Yeah, absolutely. It's okay with you. Okay, cool. So it's like good, better, and best. What are the best questions I should be asking a consumer when I'm on a call with them? Then the post phone call. As soon as you set an appointment, whether you're on Zillow or whether you are not, it doesn't matter. What happens as soon as you hang up the phone? As soon as you book an appointment with a consumer, what are they getting from you? Text, email, recap, schedule, whatever it is, what do they get from you? Your written communication. If you were to evaluate the things that you send, the templates that are stored in your inbox, what are the things that you would do to enhance and to elevate your written communication, and then in your use of video? Now, Patrick is a really good example. A lot of you on our Zillow team are really good examples. As soon as you book an appointment, you send out a video. As soon as you do showings, you send a video. Hey, Tom, it was great meeting you today. Want to make sure that I heard everything that you tell me was important. I've listed that down below. Let me know if I've missed anything. And here's what the logical next steps are, right? What is that use of video like? Do you have a series of videos that go out through the milestones of your escrow process when they release a contingency, when they submit their EMD, when you do a verification of property, when you do your Avid? Like, are all those things in a sequence of videos that the consumer is going to get? When you do your showings, what does that actually look like? If you were just to add elevation to it, what would you bring? Would you have the printed buyer CMA from Cloud CMA? Would you have printouts? Would you have an own clipboard, their own pen? Would you have snacks? Would you have food? Would you have coloring books? Like, what would you do at a showing to make that showing even better? And then if you think about your buyer consultation, where is it missing some enthusiasm? Where do you feel you talk too much? Where do you feel you taper off when you're talking about taxes, fees, closing costs? What does it sound like when you're talking about your life of an escrow? If you wanted to add some stank to it and put some punctuation on your presentation, what would you do different in your buyer consultation? Listing presentation. How do you review the material facts? Are you actually going through every single report? Are you doing a summary? Are you doing an overview with them? Like, what does that actually look like? And then, like I said, the escrow process. If you could make your presentation even better, where would you elevate it? And I promise you, if you think like moments, going back to the book from Chip Heath, and you think about these powerful little moments, you're going to find opportunities for you to just, ooh, let me tune that up a little bit. Let me tweak that a little bit. Yeah, I could probably make that feel more elevated. Shit, look at your presentation skills as a whole. Do you have a light? Do you have a camera? Do you have a mic? Do you have a background, a setup, a feel? So when someone gets on a camera with you, it feels like an elevated experience. Those are small little things to think about. Do you have some art that's eye-catching? Obviously, I go a little bit extreme on this, but I'm just saying these are things that I want you guys to think about. Every little detail on this call is thought about. The frame right here, there's a door right there. If I move my computer 1 more inch, I will see the frame of my daughter's door. 1 more inch. If I move my screen 1 more half an inch this way, it's going to cut off the record. That light is the same as that light, and I control it with my phone now. Every little thing I think about. And I want you guys to think about all of your presentations. And I want you to think about it in moments and say, what would I do to elevate, to add punctuation, to put a little stank on it, to give the consumer a better experience? We just got back from this Hyatt in Indian Wells. Every single person at that resort. Thank you. Wonderful. Have a great day. Let me open the door. Wonderful. Thank you. Let me open the door. Anything else I can do for you? Are you enjoying your stay? Here's the towel. Here's this. It was like absolutely incredible. And we've been to resorts that were the complete opposite, but were phenomenal, but we'll never go back. So I want you to think about your presentation and think about it in moments and then ask yourself, as I'm getting better, as I'm refining, as I'm wanting to give the consumer the very best in class service and presentation and education and advocacy, what would I do differently? Does that make sense, you guys? Cool. So you guys, think about that. If you need any help with that, let me know. Be creative about your things. Feel free to trademark the things that you do. Your 5-day marketing blitz, as soon as you get a consumer to list with you. Well, shit, that's something that nobody else is going to say because that's trademarked by one person. Get creative. Have some fun with it. You see, stop making this a transaction and a routine. Make this an experience that people are going to feel. Make it an experience that people are going to feel. Because listen, you might not always remember what was covered on these calls for all the years that we've been doing this, but I promise you, without a shadow of a doubt, you can go back to something that you felt on this call. I promise you, you can go back to a way that you felt. Whether I said something, a Blessing said something, an Otis said something, a Chris said something, you can go back to a moment where you felt something. And that feeling has sparked something in you that says, I want to go back and I want to feel more of that. That's the experience of Keep It Moving. So you guys, I appreciate you being here. For those that were with me this morning at 6 a.m. and came back for a little bit more, I appreciate you guys even more. So you guys, let's go out there, go to the board, commit to what you're going to accomplish this week. If you need anything at all, please let me know. Reminder, our Fast Forward Movement session starts at 10 o'clock today. I'll be heading down to San Diego for 2 days to have my annual board meeting with them to make that group even more meaningful and special for you guys as well. So big things to come in 2026. If you need anything at all, please let me know. And as always, my friends, as always, Keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and make this week a week that truly matters. Peace.